Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Flix and Giggles. I am DJ Keo.
And I am Basil Barrington, and we are back with another episode of Silo, episode number 8, Gray Goo. Right now, we're recording this on a Monday. Right
Mhm.
now, IMDb gave it an 8.0 with about 1.5 thousand giving, reviewing this episode. Kind of low. It's good, but it's still
It-
kind of low. You know what I'm saying?
It's low. They've been
Yeah.
knocking this out the park. Eight's low. Eight's
Yeah.
very low. Eight's disrespectful, right? I'll say that.
I told you I was like, yo, once we saw episode number 6 and then 7, I
Mhm.
was like, the next 3 episodes are gonna be fire for real. They're gonna be fire.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be bonkers. There's gonna be a mad race for something.
Hmm.
I think they're gonna clamp out the silo before the season's over. I think they're gonna clamp it down, and then they're gonna have a reckoning with one. One's gonna have to come on the phone and be like, "Hey, let's talk." Like,
Like, hey,
they're gonna
I'm
have to,
I'm Bill.
yeah.
This is Carolyn. This is the senator.
This is tech support over here. We're
Hmm.
I know we tried to kill y'all,
Hmm.
but let's have a talk. Like, because
Yeah,
they can't bring the nanobots into the silo, which is what I think that the thing is. I think
but
the failsafe is the nanobots.
okay. So he did say they had multiple fail safes. They call
Yeah,
it the safeguards. They have multiple
they have
multiple
safeguard.
safeguards. Yeah.
They have safeguard.
So
Yeah.
you think, oh wow, so that'd be even like crazy if they like
No, I
you
think
see?
they got the nanobots in the pipes and they're ready to go. They're outside. It does the same thing. If the nanobots can kill a whole silo outside, they can do the same thing inside.
Yeah, but nanobots can destroy like, stuff like that. It can destroy metal. You look what it did to
Yeah.
the planes. So if they had
Well,
the
yeah.
nanobots inside just the pipes, well, maybe they're contained somewhere where they can
Well,
release them
I
inside the
think that
pipes.
yeah, I think the point is to get it to release it to the area they want it to do
Mhm.
maximum damage, and then just go down and knock out the whole silo.
Wow. So, okay, so now that we're talking about these nanobots, let's talk about what
Okay.
happened in Atlanta, the
Mhm,
ATL, the A,
mhm.
you know? So they were at old boys like, lavish, 400, square feet or not 400 acres
About
of like
acres, yeah.
farmland. And they went
Mhm,
to his house to have not only lunch, but dinner.
mhm. Yeah,
And
nice caviar and fine wine and stuff, eh, it's
You know what I'm
very
saying,
nice.
right?
Good
So,
spread.
what was interesting about that was, okay, so we now know about the nanobots. We now know
Mhm,
that, okay, yeah, these are nanobots. This guy is the richest man in the world. He basically is controlling it, right? Or at
mhm.
least he was the first that came to it, but then he also said that, he didn't want like a rogue nation to get a hold of it. And that's what happened. Iran got a hold of it. But his
Yeah, they get
story is
thrown
also kind of weird too, because, and Helen kind of
yeah,
alluded to that too. She was like, oh, wait a minute. The US
mhm.
Army Corps of Engineers dug a hole from Turkmenistan all the way to Iran underground. Iran didn't know
It's
anything
like
about this.
yeah, as I said, it took a long
It's
that would
like
take a
Meg.
long time.
Mhm.
That's a long pathway. That would take a long time. I don't know how you could dig that in a short amount of time like that. The
75 miles,
shenanigans is
75
afoot.
miles. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
just like
shenanigans.
when they said that, I was like, oh, it's like, sometimes when you see those like tunnels like in California that the Mexicans built to like transport drugs. She was like,
Mhm.
oh, and all you did was just roll a nuclear bomb down this tunnel. It was so funny,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But so what's really interesting about this here is there's a lot of correlation between what's going on today, right? So this guy
Mhm.
is
Yeah.
a tech billionaire, basically, right?
He's Elon, right?
Right. Uh-huh. So what he wants to do is he wants to create a problem so that he can
Mhm.
make money, you know? And all of these tech billionaires, these tech bros, they're like, the end of the world is coming. So I'm going to create this so that everyone can consume it and we can make more money. So this guy
Yeah,
is basically saying because he thinks that the end of the world is coming, although he
yeah,
hasn't told
that's
us everything.
the point. He's doing this on the basis that he thinks this is the way it's gonna end,
Right.
so this is the best way to save himself from it,
Right.
which is crazy,
Right.
which
And
is wild way to think about it.
And the reason why I think people like that believe people who are billionaires who have money and things of that nature is because they just don't know any better. Um, two, these tech billionaires, these tech bros, they need something to glom on to, like, hey, you know what, the world is ending. I'm going to build like the next civilization on Mars or the moon. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah,
It's just like that. And it's just like, oh, okay, but it's just like with the fallout, a tech billionaire created a problem so that
yeah.
he can
Mhm.
make money, but in the process you're also destroying people. So he's
Yeah.
no different than like what's going on today with the tech billionaires saying that the
Mhm.
world is going to end. We only AI can save us, which in fact AI is like taking jobs away. It's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
AI is doing damage right now. And
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing with the nano. Like the nano, the idea of the nanos, well, we could do surgery, we could do all this other stuff.
Mhm.
And in some ways, like, well, we can murder a bunch of people with nano too. So, and that's what you that's what you get
Even
what this
better.
is. Even better, it's cheaper and even better, faster. So
Right.
this is how this whole thing got kind of wrapped up here is that
Mhm.
they figured out we can use nanobots to murder people. And other countries are that basically there's an arms race right now to figure out a way to make nanobots and to make them to kill people.
Right.
And so his solution is we go underground, we make 50 silos, and we throw everybody underground, and then we'll just wait it out. Now, I have a little bit of insight because I think the books say that the
Right.
nanobots survive for 500 years. That's the thing they say. That's so the silos are supposed to last 500 years
Mhm.
until Juliet rolled up and says, "Nah, we go not now." And so this is what happened. So that's a bit of a spoiler, but I think that's the goal was to get there to 500 years. But I don't even think that's possible because of the lights. Like if you're running out of lights right now and you have lights that you're at 300 and if you had everything and the lights were good, you could only get to 72 more years. I don't think you could have ever made 500 years with this system.
And the guy, he also said that he was going to, once he builds these silos, and again, it's not going to take 5 years to build 50 silos. Come on, it's going to like Daniel was saying, you need 50 of these drills. I'm
Yeah,
telling you, right?
so there's a lot of stuff, man.
Right, like
They're
he
gonna
was
have to
saying.
increase the amount of workers there. They gotta do a
Yeah,
bunch of stuff
yeah,
to kinda
exactly.
get it done faster.
And so he was saying, like in the beginning, he would like just beta test the silos by putting 100 people into each
I
silo,
don't buy
right?
that. I don't
This
buy
that's
that.
that's like putting 100 people in a 1,000,000 square foot warehouse at Amazon, and nothing else
Yeah,
is there,
this is
just
it.
people,
People standing there in the
right?
circle.
And so if
It's
you have a
empty
drone, it's gonna look like just like a few people in a circle. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I mean, the
warehouse.
silo is what 200 floors or something like that. What
More
is
than
a
that.
hundred people
More.
gonna do in a silo? And he's gonna
That's
pay
not
them two
enough.
hundred thousand dollars a year. Where's that $200,000 a year going?
'Cause here's the crazy part, right? So with the silos as they stand right now, they got like 10,000 people in there.
Right?
It doesn't feel claustrophobic there right now
Yeah.
with 10,000 people.
Hmm.
So I feel like they could fit more, without accounting for how childbirth and all that other stuff like that. I think technically you could probably fit a little bit more in there and survive. It's possible. That depends on where you live and how you sleep and all this other stuff. But I mean, I think you could fit more easily
Yeah. The
because you
other
have all.
weird, the other really weird thing is like the senator. Man, she is on the Kool Aid. She believes this stuff, huh?
She's in it, man. Yo, she's in it.
She is totally in it.
Of
I mean, I don't
course.
know if old boy is like hooking her up with money or something like that. You know, um, and it's so weird because it's like because you have to protect your investment. You have to
Mhm.
make sure that your investors get paid. You also have these like safeguards where no one can know about all this stuff. And if
Yeah.
people who do know about this, or if they are deemed a problem, you have to get rid of them. So let me ask you
Mhm.
this here, and I'm bringing that up because of this.
Mhm.
So Helen and Daniel was like, "Mm-mm, nope, I'm out of here. I'm done." So And so,
Dale's just trying to smash her. Right?
right.
Dale's gonna go back to Silo because sister
Right. I
there.
knew that was going to
Yeah,
happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, oh, girl is too angry. She needs to release some stress. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
For
He's just
real.
out there trying to
Charlotte too. She needs to release some stress. Stop
absolutely.
smelling rosemaries. You know what I'm saying? But so they let him go. They know Helen and Daniel. They now know. You think that like the sort of power that this guy has? I mean, he basically kidnapped them and took over the
Mhm.
car, right?
No,
So
no.
you mean it?
Here's the thing.
What?
I think she knows she can't run her mouth. This is a level above her, and she knows this is for real. And you got to go back to regular life, and you're gonna see stuff on the news, and us gonna start thinking about it, like, damn it, I need to go back to the silos. That's what I think is gonna happen.
Yeah.
She's gonna try civilian life for a little bit, and be like, oh crap, this is for real, for real. All right,
Mhm.
I'm going back to Atlanta. Honestly, that's my opinion. That's what's gonna happen.
Well,
She's not gonna stay.
here's the thing, right? Like when
Daniel's
you
going back there, right? I'll tell you
yeah,
that much.
yeah.
But
When
she
mhm.
she ain't gonna make it.
Well,
Reporter girl, she
when you have this stuff like this here and you have covert operations and things like that, like with the mob and everything, it's just like sometimes stuff may hit the fan or you think things may hit the fan and then you just
Mhm.
have to get rid of everyone who has knowledge. You just have to get rid of them. So
Yeah.
you mean to tell me this guy is doing some cruddy stuff. He's
Mhm.
trying to, like save or recreate, civilization, mankind, or whatever, right? He told these
Mhm.
two people, they bounced. You think he's just gonna let them walk? He gave old girl $1 million. Here's the other
I
thing,
don't know.
right? And here's the other thing. He said you can work in a silo, but you don't. He said you could actually still work for the news, the news organization you worked for. You can
Yeah.
work out of their Atlanta office and just be 30 miles away from the silos. So what does that
Mhm.
mean? Does that mean that people are going to be living in the silos like they are now in Atlanta, the city is still popping?
No, no. What I think is he's trying to put in their brain while they're making the silos,
Mhm.
you can live nearby, you can come by and visit, yada
Okay.
yada yada.
Mhm.
When stuff pops off, you won't be wanting to be inside. That's
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
'Cause we know outside looks crazy.
Yeah.
We've seen outside already, so clearly whatever happened, happened. So I think that he's trying to tell her like, "Hey, wanna be nearby, so once you start seeing stuff start, you got, mushroom clouds and stuff, you'll be like, 'Oh, we gotta get to the silo,' right?"
Yep.
I think that's what happened with her.
Mhm.
She was outside and she ran to the silo and stuff started happening,
Wow.
and she's not the tough talk, cause like, "Nah, we got
Oh, you're
this."
saying like, maybe she was outside, then the world started to destroy itself. And then she was like, I do know one place I can go to. And she ran to the silo, huh? Okay.
Yeah, I think yeah, 100% that's what
But
happened to her.
banged on the door, like, let me in. So how did she know what was silo, which one was silo one?
She was there from the beginning, so she knows where they are. I don't think she's in silo 1. I think she made it to 18. That because remember, the pest dispenser thing is in 18. So that would mean that she made Daniel for certain is in silo 1. But I think she made it to silo 18 somehow, and that's where her lineage went down and from there.
Hmm. Well, a Pez can be I mean, these are relics. So, each silo may have been collecting relics.
Yeah, I'm saying, but like that, I think that pest in particular is the original one that he gave her.
Okay.
The one that was in 18. I think that's the original one. And so
Okay.
if that's the original one, that means she was in 18
Mhm.
when everything hit the fan.
Wow.
But Daniel's not in 18. I know that.
Yeah.
Daniel's in one.
Yeah, so the senator is drinking the Kool Aid. The doctor, he's just like, I'm just getting paid. You know what I'm saying? He's just like,
Doctor he's got this evil vibe to him, man. I don't know what it is. It's kind of creepy. I should say that.
you know what he
Some sort of
looks like? You know what he keeps reminding me of? One of Tom Cruise's like outfits where he's trying to disguise himself. Remember he
Mrs.
looked like a guy like that? Remember he put on one of those like rubber like faces and whatnot, the silicone faces, and he
Oh,
looked like
okay.
that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
He looked
yeah.
like him.
He's a guy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I know you're talking
Yeah,
about.
so
Yeah.
I'm just like every time I see that guy, I think he's wearing like some sort of a silicone
You're
mask or
like,
something like that.
"Ah!"
Exactly, right? So if
Yeah,
we
yeah.
go back to the silo,
Mm,
the silo, I mean, we had a little
crazy.
cliffhanger because
Mhm.
apparently, um, something was built
Mhm.
um, for hardwood and Harwood, and
Elevator. An
we don't know what
elevator.
it is, but apparently it's something.
That's what it was. It was the elevator.
What do you mean the
And
elevator?
that's what he was stealing. That's the stuff he was stealing out of the supply side. Because you remember it was a Knox's father helped design the elevator. And that's what that guy from the mines built so he can go in to steal stuff from supply. So he's
Right,
the one stealing all the lights and everything.
but here's the thing though, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so Tank, Billings, and
Mhm.
Knox, they came up through that elevator, right?
Yeah. Which was
Okay,
crazy. That's like a
right,
Batman elevator.
right. But when
Mhm.
was it like when those when they saw, okay, so wait a minute. Okay, say I'm a little confused. So you're saying when
Mhm.
they opened up the door and they all looked and they were like, "Whoa, what is this?" And
Mhm.
you think what they
That
saw
that
in the
was the elevator.
that was the
He
elevator.
built the elevator, yeah.
So okay, what
'Cause
does the elevator and the bulbs have to do with anything?
he's using the elevator to get to supply on a different level and take the stuff out of there because he is behind this door
Hmm.
that's like kind of it looked like it's sealed.
Right.
So he can get back into what is it, the extremes? What's the stuff that is a specialty stuff in supply? He was in the back door stealing
Hmm.
specialty things from
Critical
supply.
supply. Uh huh.
Critical
Yeah.
supply
Hmm.
stuff.
But what?
So
What? I
he
mean, why was he stealing like light bulbs though?
The argument he's making is that he felt like if there was another, they tried to overthrow the silo again,
Oh, you
whatever,
believe that?
you know, I that's the argument he's making. I don't know
Hmm.
if that's true or not,
Right.
but I think he's trying to save himself by saying like, "Look, I was just trying to get important things just in case we need it." But like the things he's taking there are like that's critical for
That's the
food.
stuff that everyone needs. You know
Everyone
what I'm
needs
saying?
that. Yeah, like I don't. Yeah, I still can't figure out what he would need these things for. The
Yeah.
light bulb. I can't figure out what it was for.
Yeah. I
And
think it's
the
way
other
more than
question
that.
too,
Hmm.
he could have used all this stuff. He's getting hundreds of lights. This stuff's supposed to last for the next 70 years. It has to be hundreds of lights and
he
whatever.
he basically ripped off what, like 50, 70 years of like light bulbs. Basically that's what he
Yeah,
was saying.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They went from 70 years to 2 years.
Yeah.
So
So
he
he
had to steal a lot of lights.
Yeah, and like again, where are they? I mean, are they having like light bulb popping parties and whatnot? Like, dun, 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 dun,
What
dun, 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 dun. Hey, for real.
What's the saying? Like, I don't know what he's using them for. That's the question I have because you're not just stealing the lights to just have them so you can put them on in the kitchen. Like you're
Right.
using it for something because they're not regular light bulbs. These are light bulbs you use to put over food. So they got to be really, really powerful and special tint, whatever, so it helps where plants grow.
Hmm.
This is not a regular light bulb you put in your kitchen. That's the
No, these are
point.
like big boy LED light bulbs or
Yeah,
something like
these are
that.
giant light bulbs. They
Hmm.
gotta be big because they cover all the food.
Yeah.
So the question is, what the hell is he using them for?
Hmm.
Where'd they go?
I don't know, but this is, I think it's more than what we're even talking about. Because I mean,
Sure.
just to rip off light bulbs, they didn't see anything else that was taken from critical supplies. Only
Well,
light bulbs,
I
right?
don't know.
No, that's what they said. When they
Yeah,
went in and they were like critical and they were like, okay, pick this up. They pick one up, they picked another one up. While it's light, it's empty.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think it's more. We're gonna find out in the next two episodes. Um,
yeah,
okay, so getting back to Camille. Camille is
yeah,
like, yo, Camille is, I still think, I don't know
mhm,
why, but I
mhm.
just still think that she's not a complete lost cause
I
yet.
I think he is cooked, man.
And I'm gonna tell you why
You
I don't
think
think so.
you think Sims is gonna take her back after she poisoned his son and it has him locked up in solitary? And then she tried to kill somebody in front of her?
Well,
I don't think
he did basically said, he said, then I don't know you anymore. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, he
he's
turned his
playing a
back
game
on
too.
her.
He's playing a game too, though.
That couple, they're not making it to another wedding anniversary, man. They're done. they are cooked. Ain't no
I
way.
I don't know. I mean, I think like when it was when Bernard was there, it was kind of easy to realize and think what he did. I mean, he was someone who was single. He didn't have any kids. I do
Mhm.
think that Camille, she she loves her son, at least we think so. you know. And
I don't know.
I think at some point she's like, I mean, you think if the AI told her, if you think like Silo One told her, your child is a problem, you have to like get rid of your child. You think she would do that?
Yes, absolutely. She's done for, man.
Okay.
She's so hell bent on following orders,
hmm
which is great. Certain people have a thing about orders, like they want to follow orders and do a correct job,
hmm
good job, whatever. And then some people, like when it comes to orders, they're looking at it like, I don't know about that one. That seems stupid to me. They got some questions. She
hmm
has no questions. She's never asked any questions.
Yeah.
She's just like, well, who do you want me to kill today? Okay. Like
Well,
that's what I'm saying. Like, she can't come back from that.
she did say, okay, how can I, prevent something from happening if you're not
Yeah,
telling
she's
me everything?
fed up. But
You
this is
know?
my point. If the silo was like, "Hey, the water pipe is over here. All you gotta do is cut this. This is
Excuse
where
me.
they're gonna be."
hmm
She would go over there and kill everybody,
Yeah.
rat poison, whatever. With a heart, without a heartbeat. She's just frustrated. They won't tell her. If they told her, she would just kill him anyway. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think she's too far gone, man. I think she's
Yeah.
done.
Oh, I don't know. We'll see, man. I think I think that's just my opinion. Your opinion is she's too far gone. My opinion is there's room for her to come back. There
You
is
have high
room.
hopes, man.
There is
You have hope.
room. You know.
I don't think so.
So Jules and that crew,
Mhm.
they're finally communicating with Lucas and Kennedy. Now, how this episode started, and I was saying this online, but I
Mhm.
watched the episode 3 times, and I kept thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, it feels like I've seen this episode before.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
Because I was like, I don't know, and I was thinking like maybe they showed us like clips of like, you know, here's next week's, clips or whatever, but I didn't see that, right? So
Yeah.
Kennedy and Lucas, they were outside. So apparently they dodged the bullets, although Lucas got shot up here, right?
That's right, yeah.
So and dude, just like the drone shot, the aerial shot of them,
Mhm.
like where they were just laying down and you saw the two flashlights and you just saw all of those people that were dead.
The
And then
bodies is crazy.
and then when
They're
they
lucky
walked
it's at nighttime and they actually really see
right,
the car.
I mean, like, Jules, she saw that during the day, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
then they
yeah.
walk down to silo number 17 and they're walking over bodies.
Dude, that's tough, man. Here's the thing, even though I know it and whatever have if you see it in person, I think you have a different feel because it has to smell terrible too.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
gotta have the whole thing.
mhm.
I don't know how good the suits are covering that up, but, like, it can't cover up everything. There's 10,000 people that died right there, yo.
Yeah, but they
That's a
didn't have
bad
any of those suits on, and those suits did protect them from the nanobots, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
And so
yeah.
those
Oh, that's
dead bodies, is that the gray goo? Because that's the gray goo they're talking about, right? Those
maybe,
bodies.
yeah, you're gonna turn the goo with the
Yeah, with
nanobots
the
hit you.
nanobots eating you are. So what do you think's gonna happen? How do you think Lucas and Kennedy, how are they gonna get back to 18?
I was wrong. I thought Kennedy was gonna get shot and Lucas was gonna go through do everything. But it's Kennedy that's doing everything. And you know what? This dude's stepping up. I
Mhm.
kind of respect him for it.
He,
He's kind of
he's the
he's
muscle.
doing the right thing. He's doing
He's
the
the
thing
muscle.
right
He's
now.
the smart one.
Yeah.
Although he is a little afraid of like Solo. He was like, I don't like that guy, man. He freaks me out, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah, yeah. Like, cause he used to run in his mouth. There was like, oh, okay, but like
Mhm.
he's actually dealing with some real stuff right now. He's like, oh wait, I'm not the biggest dog here.
Yeah.
So I like Kennedy. I've always liked Kennedy, even though he's a rebel rouser. But I called it before. I was like, oh no, Lucas is gonna make it through, and Kennedy's the one who can sacrifice himself. I don't know now. Honestly, I do think both of them are gonna get back to the silo, and I think they're gonna be
How?
able to
How do you
bring.
think they're gonna get back to the silo, both of them? Even if they bring the kids, how are they going to get back to 17?
Well, it's the thing. They
I
know
mean
about
18. I
the
mean 18.
they know about the
What's in the
nanobots
sky? Yep.
and stuff in the sky. They know about that now.
Hmm.
So I think Lucas is gonna prepare for it. Maybe give them a shield or something like that. And
Mm,
I think that they're gonna plan their attack to get back over to 17 or 18 faster. Because the first time they were out there, they're just looking around. They know exactly what to do now.
mm.
So I think that they may play dead or whatever, wait until the bots subside or whatever, and then just go for it. Because as far as I believe one still thinks they're dead. I don't think they know they're still alive yet.
Well, okay, so the AI told Camille that they're
The
actually
body's
alive.
moved.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
you
body's
know,
moved.
right. But Camille is still telling everyone that they died. At least
Mhm.
she's telling like, Sims that they
Yeah.
died, So
Yeah, yeah, you wanna
I
give them
think it's
hope.
this way. I think this
Okay.
is what's gonna happen. I don't know if they're gonna walk back outside. Remember,
They might dig.
Lucas, huh?
They might dig
I don't know
and
about
get to
digging, but I think that, when Lucas saw that big door in
Mhm,
18, and remember, he was like, the shadow of IT and he knows a lot, right? So
mhm.
I think there are ways to get to each silo from,
Underground.
underground, like a big door.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
you can open it, you can walk through the whole nine. It's just like, I
yeah.
mean, like, why would you create you have silos where you have these pipes connected, right? Why would
Mhm.
you create silos that you couldn't get to underground if there was something going on outside,
Yeah,
right?
no, it makes sense that there's a gateway to get between the silos. Only thing I would say is that because of the baby, that makes going down underground harder.
Why?
It's
What do you
easier to
mean?
walk above ground with the baby than it is to go underground.
Why? Tell me why. How's that?
Because they gotta go under the water. There's a water area they gotta go underneath to get to the door.
Right, right, right. Okay. True.
So, because of that, I think it'd be easier just to just gun it straight across to the other
Well,
silo.
wait a minute, because okay, I see what you're saying. Two things happened.
Mhm.
Um in the I think in season one, when they were going when Jules was actually living with her boyfriend way down there, remember? And there
Yeah.
was even like a sub basement that you had
That's
to
where the digger
rope
was.
down, and then there was the water. But
Yeah.
then remember Lucas, he actually came to a door on dry land and it was huge.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, I don't know what the floor plan was for that.
Right.
There's the
He
area
said
where
the
the digger
floor
was,
plan.
there's the water, and then
Right.
there was the underground thing with the door.
Yeah.
So it's one of those 2 areas.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for like the door. I don't think it's gonna be water. I think like even like if there was a super emergency, they had
Mhm.
to, they would have to like get to another silo somehow. And I don't think it's like, oh, let's
But
put on some scuba diving suits, go underwater, yada yada yada.
yeah, yeah. The only thing I would add to that is the
What?
17 lower levels are underwater on 17. So if they try and
Well,
go down that
because of the rebellion,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So the thing is that they have to have if there's an entrance to get to the silo
they still
18,
have to go
so they have to
underwater.
yeah, you still gotta go underwater
Yeah,
because
because it's way down. Yeah.
flooded.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So the thing is I think they have to go above. That's
Wow.
the only way for them.
Wow, it's fascinating just like watching these episodes and like discussing them because it's so many different ways and so many different angles and avenues you
Mhm.
can go down to come to your own conclusion. But we have
And I will
two
say this,
what?
them if they make it back to silo 18,
Hmm.
that changes everything about the outside.
What do you mean?
Because now you have so you basically you've done 3 people from 18 that's made it back, and then you have the other kids now. So you have at least 11 people
Hmm.
who've gone to walked around outside with no problems. They realize how to do it. And then there's going to be a huge swell from people from 18 to be like, let's go explore. Let's go
Hmm.
outside and see what we see.
And one other
That's
thing
going to be
before
a problem.
that's going to be a problem. And one other thing before we get up out of here, right?
Mhm.
Like the people in the silo, um, do they get paid? Do they have to pay rent? You know, um, those are just questions, you know
There's
what I'm
money?
saying? Huh?
Do they have money? I don't
See,
know. I
that's
don't know
what
if
I'm
they have
saying.
money.
I don't know. You know, it's just like, okay, so everyone is just like, you're working in the mines and you're not getting paid? You're doing that
There
type
has
of
to
work
be
and you're not
money.
getting
There
paid?
has to be a money system down in the silo
Something,
because
credits or
everyone's
something.
working.
Yeah.
Everybody's working. They cost them money to do stuff.
Right. But I noticed the other thing, like they would trade for like artifacts. So maybe there isn't like money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well,
But
there has to be
mhm,
some kind of monetary system in the
right.
silo for sure.
Now the last thing is because Shirley is pregnant by Knox, we now know how they got pregnant. They
Mhm.
weren't chosen to have a baby. Knox
They
took
took
the
that joint out,
took
man.
that joint out, like, whatever they call it, like, I was just like, I was like, whoa, okay, this is crazy. So,
Mhm.
dude, well, okay, so if they did
Mhm.
that, they basically, which sounds really strange, they basically got pregnant illegally, right?
Mhm.
It's like getting pregnant
Which is a
illegally.
whole other problem,
Right,
man.
huh? But no
How they
one
gonna
has
hide the
said
baby?
anything thus far. Camille hasn't said anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait,
No.
how did you get pregnant? I didn't know that,
Yeah, I'm saying it seems like it's illegal to take that thing out. Like, I feel like that's a go outside type situation with if you
dude.
take it out.
It's crazy,
That's
man.
crazy, man. They're breaking all the rules in there.
They're breaking all the rules, man. We are talking about Silo episode number 8, Gray Goo. We have 2 episodes left. Keo, what are you going to rate this episode?
Just say 10 from here on out.
10 from now on
I
out.
I think the next 2 episodes are gonna be bonkers because there's
Yeah.
gonna be a race against time for something,
Mhm.
and there may be a fight or like an actual conflict, and then we're gonna see what the next season's gonna be.
Yeah.
I think I I would say this. What I think is gonna happen is I think they're gonna make it back. And that's gonna change the game for what Silo One is thinking about. And I think they're gonna try and release the fail safe, and the fail safe's gonna not work. And that's gonna cause a huge problem with Silo One.
Mm.
They're gonna have to send people down there and fix it or whatever.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
Because Camille don't have the juice to go take care of
She
this thing on
she
her
doesn't
own.
know. She doesn't. I mean, she's too emotional. Um,
Yeah.
I'm also going to give it a 10 because this joint was fire. And like you
Mhm.
said, I think the final 2 episodes, they really should like give us both of those at the same time, really.
Yeah, yeah. Just get over
And
with, man.
and
Let's
the
go.
reason why is because sometimes I don't like cliffhangers because they're too dumb, you know. But the cliffhangers here, like in Silo,
Mhm.
the cliffhangers and Foundation, the cliffhangers and
Good.
any of the stuff that Apple TV does, I'm like, I like that
Mhm.
cliffhanger. I like the last cliffhanger from like
I want to see
last
next
season.
season. It
Yeah,
makes
you
me
know what
want to
I'm saying? It's not a dumb,
Mhm.
cliffhanger. So I think this is what's going to happen. I think that yes, they are going to get back to the silo,
Mhm.
but it's not going to be from the outside. It's going to be from the inside. They
Okay.
will find a way to cap the gas. And so they will
Mhm.
stop that safeguard. But like the AI said, they have multiple options when it comes to the safeguards, right?
Yes.
But they also have to be very cautious about letting these, nanobots possibly go inside of a silo. And again,
Mhm.
this is technology. It is AI, it's just like maybe they can recreate, reproduce, whatever. So it's going to be
Mhm.
really interesting. But yeah, I think they're going to get back to Silo 18, but it's going to be through some
Mhm.
sort of a tunnel or something like that. I don't know if they're going to have to go underwater. Maybe they can find a way to release the water, but I don't know, but we will see. We both gave this episode a 10. Go check it out. It's on Apple TV. Well, there you have it. Thanks for checking out another episode of Flix and Giggles. I am Basil Barrington.
I am DJ Keo.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And until next time, peace.